Hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today for your message from Spirit. I'm Medium Jaylane and I'm an excited Medium Jaylane today because you would not believe the number of people who have let comments onto the status of my Facebook page as well as my own personal page, and I want to thank you so much for that because I truly appreciate everything that you do and the shares, and I appreciate you so much that I want to continue doing this. Now, I'm going to be bringing your message from Spirit over to my website in February when we launch the Infinity Fan Club. And I'm excited about that because I will be able to read all of your comments, because right now on Facebook, some people have different privacy settings, so I'm not able to go and check the comments that they leave, if you're posting and sharing. So I'm super excited about this. The Infinity Fan Club will be a free membership for you to be able to qualify for your weekly message from Spirit. So I'm really excited about that. And to let you know, those of you who are writing me and asking me, if I can consider them for a message from Spirit, I'd have to say that you need to comment where people can see it publicly, because some of you are asking me not to release your name. And the thing is, I can't do that. So if you really want your own personal time with Jay, I'm offering telephone sessions, which is pretty much like sitting in front of me, because I can tune in pretty well anywhere I am. But if you want your very own time with me, I offer 45 minutes of a phone session where we could sit down together and have a nice chat, or even by Skype if you're not wanting to get the information out there. And unfortunately, that's the way I have to do it, because I receive hundreds of emails every day requesting personal readings, or what I feel around people, and I wish I had time to answer all of them, but I don't. And that brings me over to the tour. If you're looking for a session with me, I wouldn't wait too long, because I'm starting touring. Yay! I'm starting in March, and March 2nd I'm going to be in Barrie, and then I move on to Kitchener, London, and then Belleville, Ottawa, and North Bay. And I've received a lot of emails from people asking, Jay, when are you going to be back in Sudbury? But I have to tell you, I was in Sudbury in September, and then we did Timmins, we did Warren and Whitefish. So we've been a little bit all over the place, but now it's time to branch out. And I'm going to be doing afterwards, I'm going to be doing some touring in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and we're moving over to Alberta and then BC, and hoping to finish, that section off by August, and then hopefully moving on to the US from there. So we'll have to see what happens, but I'm super excited. Now, if you've not got your tickets, for those of you in Sudbury who are interested to come and see me, I could suggest that you go out to North Bay, but I'm going to tell you, North Bay tickets are selling a little bit quicker than all of them, as well as Ottawa. And I've noticed Barrie starting to pick up, and so is London. So I'm going to tell you, I would get out there as soon as possible to my website, mediumjaylane.com. If they're not posted there yet, because there could be a little bit of a delay, you can go to mediumjaylane.eventbrite.com, and you'll certainly be able to check for tickets there through PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, you can use a credit card, and that company takes care of that. So I don't take care of it, but there is someone you can write to if you have questions about the tickets or the events, that kind of thing. So thank you so much for that. And of course, officially launching the Infinity Fan Club in February is going to be exciting. Now, without further ado, I am going to start your message from Spirit, because I'm so excited about this. And I've tried to put in as many people as I could, and I'm hoping that I'm not too long-winded here, but I want to try to give you as much as I possibly can from everything that I read. So first person on the list is Jessica Laporte Dion. So Jessica Laporte Dion, I am so happy that you wrote in, because right away I had a feeling around you. And I think actually someone else had put a comment on the wall as well, asking if you could have their spot. And, thank you so much for that, by the way, because I've noticed people wanting to give their spots, and that's so kind of you. But Jessica, I felt your dad around you right away. And I'm going to tell you, he was there. He was there. Your flowers were beautiful. I don't know if you were supposed to have a change in flowers, or there's something to do with two different kinds of flowers, but he does make me feel that he was there the entire time. Now, if this is not your dad, it's a male figure definitely, but I don't get the sense this person's been gone all that long. I do get the feeling that they had to go quickly. Unfortunately, I don't exactly know what was wrong with this person. They keep on talking about August being important. And August, I don't know if it's birthdays or anniversaries or simply the number 8, but I had something to do with that. And they also talked about indigestive type of problems, heartburn. I don't know if it was like an acid reflux or a gallbladder problem, but there's something going on with someone connected to you, if not yourself. And I would get the sense it's someone close, not, you know, a next door neighbor you haven't seen in 3 years type thing. It's got to be someone close. There's a lot of love that comes through, and I get the sense that you still wake up. I don't know if you're crying or if you're just really disturbed or having trouble sleeping, Jessica, but that's also noted here. But I want to let you know that you have better things coming ahead. They're very, very happy for you in the life that you have, and I have to tell you that you have nothing but good things coming, honey. So I don't want you to worry about him. He's still orienting himself to the other side, which means that he's just learning to fly a little bit straighter. And he's very, very, very happy. So he makes me feel that he comes around the family quite a bit, and he's winking at me. So I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay. So I just want to send that along to you, Jessica. Thank you so much for participating in your message from Spirit. And, you know, I'd encourage you to continue doing that if you want to learn more, because you never know. Someone might receive more than one message weeks apart. So I've heard that I've already done that with someone. So, and that's okay. That's what this is all about. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, the next person was Kay Bishops. And Kay, I have to tell you, there's 2 females around you quite a bit and a male. And the thing is, they make me feel they come around quite a bit, but they make me feel that they come to get a female that was younger around you. And the reason they make me feel that they come together is they make me feel that she was lost a little bit. I don't know if, like, in the sense I was getting around you when I was reading your note, was that this person here had something wrong with their blood. I don't know if they felt responsible for their own demise or if there was something a little bit off about that passing, but I got the sense of that. Now, this female seems to come around 2 of the older males, she says, so I don't know if they're brothers, siblings, that kind of thing, or they would be her own children. But she makes me feel that she comes around these 2 that are very agitated, or I don't know if there's like a division in the family with some children or siblings. I'm not too sure what she meant, but she makes me feel that out of these 2 boys, and it could be both boys actually, there's some anger issues, or, you know, I'm acting out, or I'm kind of, you know, upset about the life that I have. Maybe life is not fair, that kind of thing. That's going to kind of change later on, but I would watch around these 2 especially, because they make me feel that they're a little bit more sensitive, or they make me feel that they need to be nurtured a little bit more, or, you know, given a little bit more attention somehow. So I hope you can relate to that. I just want to let you know there's also 2 dogs that came through with this female that you're wanting to feel a little bit more than the other female and male that I have around. The male makes me feel he died rather quickly, so I don't know if it was like a, you know, heart attack or an aneurysm or a stroke or something like that. But that male's really happy, but he makes me feel he passed away around 10 or 11 years ago. And so that one was pretty strong too. So they make me feel that they come to get this female that's connected somehow to you. They make me feel that things are going really well, very happy. I would not think that this younger female out of the 2 would be coming back to this earthly plane, or recycling her soul. But just to let you know, she's very, very happy, and she hears you talking to her. So I'm kind of happy about that. So thank you so much, you know, for participating in your message from Spirit, Kay. And I would continue to, you know, to tell you to continue to participate, because, you know, it's the only way you're going to get your message. Thank you so much. Now, Mike Clark, you know, Mike, I was so happy to see your little note, and you wanted to know if it's Joe or Joseph. And Mike, I just have to tell people out there that I, you know, think the world of Mike. Mike comes in and sees Charmaine at the Tree of Life every once in a while, so I get to see all these wonderful people there. And I have to tell you, Mike, thank you so much for writing, but I have Joe that comes around. And Joe makes me think that there's also a female that comes around you quite a lot that makes me feel she's responsible responsible for helping you stay focused on certain things that you're working on or some projects that you're working on. The male also makes me feel that there was a little bit of guilt around this passing somehow. And I don't quite know what it is. I do feel that this Joe would have let that go, but I think someone that still stays on this side of this earthly plane had some regrets or some guilt around that passing. He doesn't make me feel it's something that anyone should carry. He also gives me the sense, Mike, that you have a little bit of good news coming up in February, or the end of February is going to be important for you in meeting some old connections or some old friends that come back somehow. And they make you feel that you help in this regard, or there's an important reason why these people are going to be in your circle. I would say by the end of February, maybe beginning of March. Okay, Mike? Thank you so much for participating, Mike, and I really appreciate your continued support. It really means a lot to me. And so that was from Mike Clark. Now, the next person is Sophie Lortie. Lortie is the way I'd say it in French. But I have to tell you, Sophie, that there's definitely a father figure that comes around you. It could be a grandfather. It could be an uncle that would have been closer. Or it could be a dad. But I get that. I also get the sense that someone passed of blood disorders or cancer. But they make me feel toxins in the blood. So I would almost think that someone would have suffered around cancer or like a grave illness of some kind. He's happy about someone getting a new job. Yay. And they talk about November or the 11th or 2011 being important. I wasn't too sure about that. I also got the sense, Sophie, that there was someone in the family, I don't know if they had to go away for a little while, or I don't know if there was like a division between two people, but they make me feel this person's coming back into the circle, or that this person is coming back into town. And they make me feel there's good news around that. I don't know why they're telling me that, but I have to tell you that if that makes any sense. Stay away from the chocolate chip cookies, or there's something to do with chocolate chip cookies, and I don't know why. Maybe someone is having problems with milk or lactose, or I don't know, but there's like a great big, red sign with a great big cross across it, like no freaking chocolate chip cookies. So I'm just telling you, Sophie, I don't know why I'm seeing that. It may not make any sense, and then again, it may for you, but I have to tell you that unless it's something to do with no chocolate chip cookies for somebody, or you're hearing a conversation around that, but just to keep an open mind, they make me feel that's a sign somehow. So I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know also if there's someone around you with a little bit of high blood pressure or high blood sugar, but they make me feel someone needs to be looked at. I don't think it's like an, oh my God, someone's going to die type of thing, but I would think that it needs to be looked at somehow. Okay, so just to let you know. Sophie, I want to thank you so much for joining in your message from Spirit, because it means a lot that people write, and I don't exactly remember what you wrote. I'm just going according to the notes that I have and the feeling I was getting around your note. But I have to tell you, they make me feel that you're a pretty special girl. So you keep on doing what you're doing, and you keep on smiling. Good things coming up for you, okay? Now, Charlie Chamney, and I want to tell you, Charlie, you're a very, very special soul according to upstairs here. And I got to tell you, they make me feel that there was purpose to your life. And I think it's to carry others somehow spiritually or emotionally, or with just the beautiful person that you are inside. Now, your nephew is always around. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if your sister changed as a result of that passing, but they make me feel that there's continued depression, or not believing that I'm going to get to see that person again. So I do hope that she has faith. And if that's not what I'm getting, or if that's not the case type thing, I would think that it's become like a kind of daily thing. And I can understand losing children's got to be one of the most difficult things for a parent to go through. But I'm going to say that that person didn't suffer, and they passed fairly quickly. They make me feel they're in such a good place. They do make me feel they come around, their parents, their mom. There's also another male they come around. They make me feel that they're always happy and smiling. They make me feel that if they would have stayed here, there would have been too much damage to that body. And the thing is, it would have put his mother way through too much of a trauma, or too much of having to feel the suffering of her son for months would have been, I think, more devastating than having to lose him. So I think he decided just to cross over to the other side. There's an older male that comes through too, and if I didn't know any better, I'd want to call him George, but like a G sounding name, or J. So it could be John, George, Jordan, that kind of thing, Jason, but J. And they just make me feel that they come around quite a bit with the spirit of this younger nephew of yours. And they do make me feel fairly good, or that they cradle him, or that they take care of him. So I would have thought that this person would have passed away quite a long time ago. And someone also mentions to tell you between 1980, 1981, 1982, 1983, or 1984 tend to be important around you, or there's something to do with some big changes in your life. Probably late 70s, early 80s, but they make me feel that that changed your life a bit, or that there's purpose to that change in your life somehow. So I don't exactly know what happened to you between that period of time. I would say, early 80s for about 4 to 5 years, but there's some changes there. So I don't know if you would have had, unions or marriages or children's or passings, or that kind of thing. But just to let you know, they acknowledge that quite a bit, and whoever's connected to that comes around you quite a bit. Charlie, thank you so much, so much. And someone has a little bit of an accent too when they speak to me. So just to let you know, this is not a Canadian. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you, joining us in your Message from Spirit, and keep on participating, and really appreciate your support. Now, the last message here for your Message from Spirit goes out to quite a few people, because collectively you have attracted one very big spirit here that has a lot of heart. And this one here for me is a real angel. And I get the sense of a familiar kind of feeling to this soul, for myself even. So I don't know if someone else has talked to me about this person, or if I would have read someone in this group, because I don't usually remember names. I don't remember my reading from yesterday. But I'm going to tell you, Sherry Gibson, Trista Rajot, Peggy Baxter Wickerock, and even Marcella. Marcella, and I don't know if you're listening, Marcella, and I don't even know if you participated, but I'm hearing that name. I have to tell you, your Kelly's around, and Kelly's around in a big sense. Now, she makes me feel that she's just orienting herself back to this side. Mom, I'm going to tell you, you've really had difficulties with this. And the thing is, your daughter's accepted this wholeheartedly. She makes me feel that she has so much love and so much support, and she just let go in such beautiful light that I'm going to tell you, she got there like that. Okay, there was no having to bribe anyone at those pearly gates. This girl had heart, this girl had soul, and this girl is a very highly elevated soul. Okay, she had a lot of problems with her chest. She shows me marks on her chest. I don't exactly know what that is, but she makes me feel she suffered of that. She also makes me feel that her husband had a very big heart, and I'm going to tell you, that man really had a hard time accepting her passing. It was like having his heart ripped out of his chest. I almost want to cry just feeling that. Okay, and I have to tell you that the son she left behind is really having difficulty with that too. But Peggy, my heart reaches out to you because your daughter comes around you all the time. I have to tell you, she loves you so much. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit emotional here, but I'm feeling her as I talk to you because she comes around you guys a lot. And I have to tell you, Sherry, thank you so much for your support with this too, because she does make me feel that somehow you had some kind of effect on these people. Trista, thank you so much also. You've got good news coming, by the way, Trista. I'm really, really happy about that. There's a couple things that she wants mentioned. She's talking about someone who plays music actively. I don't know if it's guitar, piano, flute, that kind of thing. But there is a musician she wants acknowledged, or when they play music, just don't stop playing that music. You keep on playing, because when I hear that higher vibration, I want to come and visit right away. So say hi to the musician. I just want to, oh, she also wants to thank this like big party of some kind. And I don't know if like it's a get together or a family reunion before her passing, because there's a lot of awareness around her illness, or they make me feel there's a lot of awareness around her in terms of what's wrong with her and what she's going through, and that she knows she's going to go and how she accepts this. I just love the feeling of the spirit around me when I was feeling her. Now, Peggy, you're not sleeping, and I don't know if you've gotten up even this morning at 10 to 4, but there's something to do with 3:50, 3:55 that I'm seeing, unless you went to sleep early yesterday. But I have to tell you, she comes around quite a bit. I don't know if you've had like pains in your stomach, or if you've like, or if there's someone hanging on, or if there's just like a rocking to you, or hanging on to something and rocking, because I keep on seeing that. She makes me feel she comes around that. So if you've had pains in your stomach, or if there's someone close to you that's had pain in their stomach, or having to go for medication for their stomach, you know, just, or if there's like just maybe just such an emotional feeling to this, it could even be just a grieving type of like movement that she's doing, but I'm seeing that. So I don't know if that was this morning as well. I keep on seeing corn on the cob, and it's stupid, I know, but the only thing I can think of corn on the cob for me is like popcorn. If you just had popcorn the last couple days, or if you just had cream of corn, or corn, something to do with corn chips, tortilla, but they show me a lot of freaking corn. So I don't know why, unless there's something to do with fields of corn or something. But the only thing I think of corn is Georgetown, because I used to stop down south, and I'd stop in Georgetown in August, and I would get some corn, and I would, you know, bring it back home and, you know, have a great big feast of corn. But there's something to do with that. I don't quite know what it is. I have to mention it. Anyways, that was a really difficult one for me to do, because I feel the grief so strongly between everyone collectively. And I have to tell you, you need to celebrate this woman. She's a beautiful person, and she comes through with dad. And so I think there's something to do with a dad there, either for, you know, for her mom, or it could be even your husband's, you know, your husband's father, but I would get something to do with that. It could be granddad, but there's a male figure that's around her quite a bit. Makes me feel very much love. And also 2 dogs. So I see 2 dogs. They're bigger dogs. So I'm just let you know that. There's mice there too. So I don't know if there's something to do with having pet mice, but one of you did. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for all of you for participating, for your message from Spirit. I hope collectively that you understood that. I hope that you could pass that around to absolutely everyone that, you know, that she knew, because I'm going to tell you, she wants to thank so many people for helping her, you know, and rooting her on, and cheering her through to the other side, because it was very hard for her to let go. It was very hard for you to let go of her, but she's so proud that you did. And she's like I said, that gate door was there. It was, she's on the other side. I want you to know she's so surrounded by light. You will have dreams of her. She will come to visit you. You have a beautiful day, everyone. I want to thank you so much for participating in your message from Spirit. Please keep watching every week. Please don't be shy. Even if there's 1,000 comments, please comment, because sometimes I'm just not feeling it. I'm reading and you know, I want to feel it, and then bing, there's your comment. And then there's your message from Spirit. I love you all so much. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.